So it's been a couple of days since the last clip, and I just thought I would talk about it, talk about my experience, how it went. Yeah, all in all, it went well. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice experience. You don't really get to say you've been cinemas for the whole night. Yeah, it was good considering that I was ill. I caught a fever and I was just recovering from it. Now I've got a flu, but yeah. Um, yeah, I'm in PJs by the way. When I first booked it, when did we book it? I booked it in like January, December time. I thought to myself like, yeah, I got this. I'm good with all-nighters. Like, I do it. I'm a uni student, no problem. Yeah, building up to it, I got ill. So when we started traveling, it started to hit me. I'm kind of tired, so I'm like, nah, I gotta firm this. I gotta push through. So yeah, we traveled. We went. We sat down. We all got into our seats. As soon as I sat down, I was ready to go to sleep. I was ready to knock out and enjoy my night. For the first two movies, I had to push through. I haven't seen these before. So I put my glasses on. I sat down, full concentration. I whipped up every brain cell in my body, every single brain cell to try and focus in these movies and not just doze off. So the first two I haven't seen were My Neighbor Totoro, and I think the second movie was A Whisper of the Hearts. Yeah, they're actually good. But I was a bit confused considering My Neighbor Totoro is legit the logo of the studio and it's huge. There wasn't much of it. There wasn't much. There wasn't much Totoro. All in all, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Whisper of the Hearts, I really liked that. I haven't seen it before. I really liked it. But speaking of speaking of the intro song for the movie, it was Country Road. Everyone in the cinema, like all the other people, they all started singing. They all started singing along. And I found it quite weird. It was nice, it was sweet. Don't get me wrong, it was sweet. But everyone was just singing Country Road for like the first 2 minutes of the movie. And yeah, everyone was very engaged with the movies when we went. It was nice. Not something that I did personally. So like when movies finished, everyone started clapping, or when there's like a little comedic scene or something, there were chuckles and laughs. It was nice. Strange for me, but it was nice. I wouldn't do it, but anyways. So going back to the movies, those two movies, I whipped up every single ounce of energy to try and focus on them. And to be fair, I did pull through. I didn't sleep. I didn't doze off. I watched two of the movies, but that took everything from me. So once we had our intermission from the second movie, so every movie there was 10-minute breaks. So after the second movie, everything else from that I've seen before, which I've seen before. Is I wouldn't say I wouldn't care, but it required less of an effort to concentrate. Plus, I was ill, you know. Yeah, third movie came in. I took off my glasses and I'm like, yeah, I could watch this. I don't feel too bad. No, no. The movie started and I was already dozing off. I was dozing off. I watched. How did it work out? I kept dozing in and out of the movie, so I'd wake up and it would be like the next scene or something. So I kind of semi-watched the whole movie with chunks missing in between. Speaking of sleeping, sleeping there was so uncomfortable. The seats were so uncomfortable. Even if you was awake, it was uncomfortable. It was an independent cinema, so I think it was an old theater or something. All the seats were theater seats, and it wasn't stacked, so everyone was pretty much on the same line, same height of seating. But anyway, so the seats, they were like small and kind of firm, and everyone's quite bunched in together. I'm a person that likes slouching when I sit. this did not let me slouch one bit comfortably. I would slouch down a bit, and it was all the seats were quite narrow and close to one another. So I'd go slouch down a bit, and like my knees were hit. Or if I managed to slouch down, and I was on one side of like my body weight's on one side, I would be sitting on my tailbone, and then my tailbone went numb, and then so I'd have to sit back up. But when you sit back up, your legs kind of just, my knees went into like a weird, it went into a right angle. And then my knees started to ache. So I'm just there throughout the whole night, just like shimmying, going slouching, coming up. And at one point I managed to, sleeping, I managed to sleep with one hand up like this and just resting on it. Or later on throughout the night, I was kind of like, just neck down, sleeping like this. No support, no nothing. The experience of the seats was universal for everyone. I asked my sisters, they felt the same, like they kept slouching, coming back up, moving around, because it was an uncomfortable seat. But I'm 6 foot, so it was a bit worse for me. And then I would look to the person sitting next to me, and they were quite short, I think, because they were all slouched out into one corner, tucked away, KO, knocked out. And I would just think to myself, how lucky. But yeah, so the third movie finished. I think the third movie was Princess Mononoke. Yeah, Princess Mononoke. My sisters haven't seen it before. I have. It's not my favorite movie. I just thought it was kind of like watching a rehash of Pocahontas mixed with like Extinction Rebellion or something. But they really enjoyed it, and I'm happy they enjoyed it because we went as a group. I found the marathon, and we said let's go as siblings. The next movie was Spirited Away. This, I think I was asleep. I think I watched one scene, maybe 2 scenes of the movie max. The bits that I remember that I watched was when No Face came in and started like eating more and started terrorizing the place, and he was looking for, I forgot her name, the main character, the little girl, and she gave him the medicine and started chasing him. Like that little scene, I remember waking up for because it was quite loud. So I watched it. The other scene was when Haku, the dragon, was like injured with the paper things, and she had to go to the witch and grab the medicine and so forth. So they went to the station and No Face was following her. That's the only thing that I remember watching. And I slept through the whole thing. The last movie was Howl's Moving Castle. I love Howl's Moving Castle. I prefer Howl's Moving Castle over Spirited Away. I don't know why. I just prefer it more. All of my sisters prefer Spirited Away. Like they like them, but their favorite was Spirited Away over Howl's Moving Castle. This one, I was bummed out. This one hurt, kinda, because it was the first time I watched it in sub. I'm normally a sub person, but when it comes to Howl's Moving Castle, I watch it in English. I don't know why. Probably Christian Bale. Batman. I started off strong. I watched the first act of the movie. Sophie got turned to a lady, so and so. But I was fine. I was fine to stay awake. Second act, nah, I was asleep. I was knocked out. I was asleep. I woke up for like the right at the end, basically. I woke up right for the end when she went back in time, when she saw how as a kid and all that stuff, and just the resolution of the whole movie. Like I saw the conclusion. But yeah, it was a nice experience. Would I do it again? No, absolutely not. I wouldn't do it again. No, maybe with I don't know. It was a nice experience, but I don't think I'll do it again purely because it was uncomfortable. And speaking of, when we first went, it was so hot. It was so bloody hot. It was so hot. And then I think they put the aircon or whatever, the circulation on, and it started getting really, really cold towards the end. I went with a raincoat, so I didn't really want to put it on and start making noise because it rattles a lot. So I just chucked it over me, and then I used that as a blanket to fall asleep. And when I woke up from the last movie, you can see how everyone. It was weird seeing everyone's progression. When you first start off the movie, everyone's sitting up straight. They're all concentrating, so on and so forth. And then you come back to the end, and then you look at the end of like the last movie. Everyone's kind of like slouched and just like head leaning this way, just tired. Because I think it lasted quite long. We were there for 9, and we came out around 9ish, 8:50. So it was quite some time, and it was packed. It was busy. It was full. Like the cinema screen was full when we first arrived, and like throughout the night, not everyone stayed for the all night. Like it got a bit more empty. Like I know the people next to me left after the third movie, I think, because I woke up from the last movie, like when I woke up from my sleep during the last movie, I I was quite confused. I'm like, wasn't it more busy than this? Wasn't it more full than this? I asked my sisters, and yeah, it turned out that a lot of people did leave. I think everyone, I think everyone did fall asleep from us, except for one of my sisters. One of my sisters stayed through the whole thing. Like she was slumped, but she was awake throughout the whole thing. Don't look at me, I was ready to fall asleep as soon as I sat down. I fell asleep on the train journey there. Like I just had a little nap on the way there because it was one line. It was one train line. There was a couple of stops, so I just fell asleep. Not deep sleep, but I got some rest. And yeah, so we finish. Then my sister kind of wanted to go. My eldest sister wanted to go out for breakfast. I didn't record this. This wasn't recorded. So she found like a weird breakfast place that looked nice. Don't get me wrong, it looked really, really nice. But I kind of just wanted to go home and go to sleep at that point. So we went to this place. We went to the place and it was at 9 a.m. It just newly opened. We're going and the guy's like, "Have you lot booked?" I'm like, "No," because it's like morning. I was like, "Oh, sorry, like we're fully booked because it's Mother's Day." Yeah, we went. And by the time we finished, it was Sunday. It was Mother's Day. UK Mother's Day. So yeah, we walked around for a bit, looked somewhere to eat. We weren't really feeling anything, so my sister went and got a cup of coffee, and then we just went back home. And then I slept. I slept for the rest of the day. Well, actually, we went back to the car, and we went to Sainsbury's to go and grab my mum some Mother's Day gifts. So we brought her flower, and she's into her garden, so we got her like a little pot that has seeds of like peppers that she could grow if she wants. Yeah, it was a nice day out. It was a good day out, and that was it. That's how it went. I got nothing else to say. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you.